69% of players in the Premier League are foreigners.
All the man buns.
But the reason why I say it creates conversation is because of this. Clearly, way more than half of your players in this league are not English players or British players. So we talk about how it's the best league in the world, and that's partly it, right? Probably because of that. But also, we talk about why England should be the best team in the world, the best nation in the world. But when you look at that stat, it proves you different.
Yeah. Does it though? Because I mean, if you look at the England squad,
all you need is one really good player in each team.
Yeah, most of those players, I think, would get time or start on most national teams. Like, I'm trying to think what English starters wouldn't start on, let's say, France or Argentina.
Oh, France, I mean, that's a tough one.
France is a tough one. Saka probably would not. He might, though, I guess, because he plays on the right. Who else, from an English standpoint? Would Bellingham start? Probably.
Yeah.
Harry Kane? Trent?
Over Giroud.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
it's just interesting because I didn't realize that the number was so high.
I didn't realize it was so high either.
So when you think about it like that,
What was the rule for? I know there's a rule. Is it 7?
You have to have a certain amount of,
Yeah, 7 or 13 or something. I don't know.
I don't know the number, but there is a number.
Because that's what they're trying to do, right? Like keep an English base so you can develop those players coming from whatever.
The real question is, do you think that is like, to that rule point, do you think 69% is really like the highest it can go? Like, are there any, like, how many teams in England are rostering more than the minimum of the domestic players? I guess I would be interested to see that.
Yeah, we got to look that up for the next one. It's interesting.
I just thought like we were always talking about England. They keep talking about it's the best league in the world. They should be the best national team. They have all the players. But I don't know.
Are you looking it up right now?
I'm looking at La Liga because I'm actually very curious how many foreign players are in La Liga.
I would assume it's way less.
That's what I'm thinking because I feel like most of them are Spanish.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Every team must have X amount of English players. And X amount of English players registered.
Yeah, it's got to be a third.
I think it's 7. If I'm not wrong, it's 7.
It
would make sense because 22 on the roster officially or whatever.
The Premier League has a homegrown player rule that mandates each club to have a minimum of 8 homegrown players out of 25 players. This means that 32% of the players in the club squad must be homegrown. AKA, the league is literally at its max
of foreign players.
And each team's probably carrying the minimum.
Yeah, I'm sure some have a lot more.
One or two, but across the league, it's...
What's crazy is that
is wild.
I don't know if they can do it in England, but in the United States, you can sell those spots to other teams. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Interesting.
That was the same thing at DCFC. Even in NISA, we had a certain amount of, remember those international players or whatever? And if you wanted, you could buy an international spot from another team.
If you wanted to spend the money? Interesting.